This is the infamous Zamana Island, also known as Little St. James or Epstein Island. Almost every luxury was available on this 72-acre island. Everything was available here, from luxury resorts to private dogs and from libraries to cinemas. Big personalities of the world kept coming to this island. But the truth is that under the guise of parties and vacations, young children were used inappropriately. There are reports that some underground tunnels were also built on this island. It is said that these tunnels were built here for a specific purpose. Either the island staff used these to move from one place to another so that they would not be seen by the guests above, or this was an escape route for elite guests only. The people who were troubled by this den were young girls and their parents. But after hearing the names of these powerful people, no one had the courage to go against them, at least not for many years. But then, in March 2005, the whole story came to light when a girl named Courtney Wilder, showing bravery, filed the first report against Jeffrey Epstein at the Palm Beach police station in Florida. The evidence found by the police, FBI, and other investigation agencies in this case sent shivers down everyone's spine. The evidence included the names of key figures, their inappropriate photographs, and flight logs to Austin Island. All this evidence was presented in the court, and these documents are called Epstein Files. But the question is, who was Jeffrey Epstein? Where did he get so much money from? And how did he manage to make connections with the most famous people? Apart from secret tunnels, what else did the FBI find on Secret Island? And above all, was the malfunctioning of CCTV cameras on the night of Jeffrey's death in such a secure jail a coincidence, or was there a hand of some big power behind it? A simple maths teacher suddenly became the richest man in the world. Jeffrey Epstein started at the Dalton School in 1970, but his true calling was Wall Street. He won the trust of billionaires like Victoria's Secret owner Leslie Waxner and began managing their money. Commission worth crores of dollars and friendship with the elite class. Epstein built a kingdom of luxurious mansions from New York to Florida. But behind this glittering world, a dark secret was hidden. Epstein used his power and money to prey on innocent and young girls. This is the story of a man who was a billionaire for the world, but in reality, a terrible criminal. Manhattan's largest private mansion, a 75,000-acre range in New Mexico, and luxury apartments in Paris. Epstein's royal life was no less than a dream. But his real kingdom was actually a 72-acre island in the Caribbean, Little St. James, which we also call Epstein Island. To get there, Epstein used his private jet, which the media named the Lolita Express. But what exactly happened on this island? Claims have been made that the island was visited by the world's most famous personalities, and that underage girls were targeted there. Epstein's world included not just money, but also the most powerful figures in the world. Bill Clinton traveled on Epstein's private jet 26 times, including on international tours. Donald Trump was also a neighbor and friend of Epstein in the 90s. But later there was enmity between the two. Trump claimed he had always denied visiting Epstein's island. But the biggest blow was to the British royal family. Prince Andrew was accused of abusing 17-year-old Virginia Giuffre at the behest of Epstein. That famous photo of Virginia with Prince Andrew also went viral all over the world. The result was that Prince Andrew had to give up his royal duties. He had to pay a $1 million settlement and was stripped of his title of prince in October 2025. Everyone from Bill Gates to Hollywood stars was in Epstein's social circle. The FBI found numerous CDs and photos at Epstein's home, raising the serious suspicion that he was blackmailing these prominent figures. However, the law has not yet received any client list. But Epstein's connections remain a puzzling mystery for the world even today. Epstein's crimes first came to light in 2005 when a Florida woman named Courtney Wilder dared to testify against him to Palm Beach police. The police investigation shook the world. It was revealed that Epstein was preying on not just one or two, but dozens of underage girls. And from here begins the biggest joke of the world's judicial history. In 2008, when Epstein should have been jailed for life, a secret deal was worked out. The U.S. Attorney, Alexander Acosta, and Epstein's high-priced lawyers colluded to keep the victims in the dark and secure a settlement that saved Epstein. As a result, Epstein was sentenced to only 18 months, and surprisingly, he received VIP treatment, even in jail. He would work in his office all day and go to jail only to sleep at night. After just 13 months, he became completely free. The deal saved not only Epstein but also his powerful associates, whose names are still buried in the Epstein Files. But here, Epstein made a mistake. His pride and self-confidence led to his downfall. To protect himself, Epstein revealed his connections with powerful people, but this was caught by the media, and the story of the deal was leaked to the whole world. He had thought that with the power of money he would buy the victims, that is, those girls. But this was his biggest misunderstanding. After Courtney Wilder took a stand, many other girls gained courage and took a stand against Epstein. He started challenging this deal of Rs. 208 in the court. In July 2009, Virginia Joffrey, an Epstein victim, filed a civil lawsuit alleging that Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell forced her to engage in sexual activities with celebrities. Let me tell you here that Ghislaine Maxwell was Epstein's girlfriend who played a big role in this crime. His job was to rape innocent underage girls. She used to hire girls outside schools on the pretext of giving them jobs by luring them with money.
Since 2010, news has begun to emerge about how Epstein had bought himself a sentence in Florida. In 2011, the Daily Mail published an interview with Jeffrey, which mentioned Prince Andrew, which led to trouble for the princess. Then in 2015, questions started arising in the American media as to why Epstein was given so much concession. After years of silence, a big explosion happened in 2018. Journalist Jalil K. Brown, in his report Perversion of Justice, revealed how the system colluded to protect a criminal. This report created a fire in America. Due to this report, Jeffrey Epstein was arrested again on the 6th of July 2019. This time, no secret deal worked. The court refused to grant him bail, and at this point, the powerful people of the world were afraid that Epstein would now reveal everyone's names one by one. But even before the trial began, news came that shook the world. On the morning of August 10, 2019, Epstein's body was found in New York's most secure prison. Was found dead in a jail cell in New York on Saturday. The official report said that he committed suicide. But the reality was very strange. The prison cameras were out of order that night. The guards fell asleep, and Epstein was suddenly removed from the suicide watch list. Now only one slogan started echoing in the streets of America, that Epstein had not committed suicide. People believed that he was silenced so that the secrets of the world's big names remained buried forever. Although the law called it suicide, even today it is the biggest mystery in the world. After Epstein's death, attention turned to her closest companion, Ghislaine Maxwell. Maxwell, the daughter of prominent British media tycoon Robert Maxwell, was known as Epstein's Madam. She was the one who helped Epstein find, trap, and train young women. Despite Epstein's death, the FBI continued its investigation and on July 2, 2020, arrested Ghislaine Maxwell at a remote farmhouse in New Hampshire. Jeffrey Epstein escaped death penalty, but his biggest partner, Ghislaine Maxwell, could not escape the clutches of law. The heartbreaking statements of the victims in a New York court in November 2002 moved the world to tears. It turned out that Maxwell was not just an accomplice, but the mastermind of this entire trafficking network, who searched for innocent children for Epstein. In June 2022, the court sentenced Maxwell to 20 years in prison. The judge clearly said, "This is punishment for cruelty to children." Maxwell is currently serving her sentence in a Florida prison. After Epstein's death, a fund was created from his wealth for victims, which has so far distributed £121 million to more than 150 survivors. Epstein died, but his files set world politics on fire in 2025. The process of declassifying the Epstein files in January 2024 takes a new turn with Donald Trump's re-election in January 2025. Trump had promised during the campaign that he would release Epstein's files. The result was that in February 2025, Attorney General Pam Bondi claimed to have a client list on her desk. But when the first phase was released, the public called it a joke because it did not have anything new. But the real explosion happened in November 2025. Both major political parties in America together passed the Epstein Files Transparency Act, which gave the government a deadline of the 19th of December 2025 to release the files before this deadline. In December 2025, some of Ghislaine Maxwell's emails were made public in which she was using a code name. That code name was the Invisible Man. The investigation proved that it was none other than Prince Andrew who was hiding behind a code name and looking for girls. The 20,000 pages of emails revealed an earlier claim by Epstein that Trump knew about the girls before. The White House called it a lie by Epstein, but new records proved that Trump had traveled on Epstein's jet more times than previously reported. When the deadline of the 19th of December 2025 passed, new data of 30 pages was released, but there are still more than 1 million pages left. There is a war going on between the court and the government. Some people want to bring out the truth, and some are still hiding behind victim privacy and protecting big names. Today, Jeffrey Epstein is no longer in this world, but the shadow of his crimes still looms over the most powerful people in the world. Prince Andrew has lost his respect and status. Ghislaine Maxwell is behind bars, and billionaires around the world are still giving explanations for their friendship with Epstein. This journey, which started with the silent voice of a little girl in 2005, has today become the biggest corruption scandal in the world. The most famous and controversial structure found on Epstein Island was a blue and white temple. No illegal thing was found inside this temple, but the presence of a temple-like structure on such an island raises many questions. When the FBI raided the island in 2019, the most frequently asked question was whether secret tunnels existed beneath the island. They found some underground utilities and tunnels, but their purpose remained unclear. But it is confirmed that underground structures were also present on the island. Apart from this, unique statues were also found at various places on the island, and CCTV cameras were found installed at every nook and corner. Were these cameras for security or blackmailing? This question is alive till today. A helipad with a strange face on it. If seen in the satellite image, there is also a resort surrounded by palm trees, which is connected with a helipad and private dog shed. Some unusual medicines were also found during the raid. Among these, hormonal medicines raised the most questions. It is not confirmed what their motive was, but the presence of hormonal medicines on a normally private island raises many questions. If Epstein were alive, all these secrets would have been revealed. This was probably the reason why he was forced to commit suicide, and perhaps this is why everyone's attention is focused on the Epstein Files. The Epstein Files will open further now. New names will be exposed, and perhaps some new faces will be sent to jail. Jeffrey Epstein's story tells us that money and power can hide crime, but cannot erase it. Nature's wand is certainly ineffective, but when it falls, even the tallest towers of arrogance are reduced to dust. I hope you will like and share this video of Mind Map TV.